What's up, Middle Georgia Dawgpound? Welcome to another episode of the Middle Georgia Dawgpound Live. I'm your host, Brian. This is Matt, Kevin, the Dawgpound crew on scene to preview this SEC championship of historic nature. So you guys get ready. We got a great show for you today. Before we get going, got a few housekeeping tips for you. Go, if you want your comments on the show today, make sure you go to StreamYard. Here's the link, StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give permission for Facebook to show your comment on the show. We'd love to hear from you. And make sure that we get your comment on the show today, and love to have you guys. Also, we've got a call. This is going to be a good call-in show for us. I posted the link to the Facebook page and to the YouTube feed, so you guys should be able to click on that link and log in, and we'd love to take your comments on the show. As well, before I forget, we've got a Middle Georgia Dawgpound email. If you guys are interested in being on the show, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, we'd love to talk to you. Shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to get back in touch with you and talk to you a little bit about what you're looking to do. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see we can put your logo there for your business, and would love to promote your business or your product on our show. So with that, let's get into this thing, guys. Let's do it.
You get your receiver one. I love the touch.
Screen out to the edge to Ryan McConkey. He's looking for the pylon. And he is there. Touchdown.
Sees McConkey get in. Great block by Brock Bowers. Look at him fight for the outside. McConkey get in. Yeah.
Only one first down so far for Georgia Tech. They go to work again. And here's Jordan Yates being chased. Nowhere to go. Flag down. As he is sacked back to the 11-yard line. Only a three-man rush on second and 10. There's the slant to Brock Bowers. Look at the time. An extra game to the freshman for the first touchdown. Wow.
This is beautiful route running from a true freshman. Now when you get to the top, snap your head, pluck that football. Let's see some home run speed from the true freshman from Cali.
They'll go there. Bowers climbs the ladder. He's got another touchdown.
Watch the body control. Win at the line of scrimmage. Get your head back. Now body control. Gosh, that's good. And the peek down to get the right foot in. I can't. There's like seven things on that play that are so good. Look, watch him at peaks. Come on now. That's how you get the respect of your football team.
Toss to Kenny McIntosh. He's got a convoy down the sideline. Kenny McIntosh with a stiff arm to the pylon. Touchdown.
Nice little kick toss. Four strong. Good blocks on the perimeter. Let's see if he stays in bounds. Down the sideline. McIntosh goes. Clearly stays in.
Yates goes down. A low snap that's through the timing of that landing from the very start.
This is really good reaction by him. You're going to see Yates just probably snap just a little bit. Runs through the back and then makes sure that he holds on. Seeing if I can take my shot between the hashes.
Rolling the snap back again. There's the blitz off the edge. And Yates has absolutely no chance.
Watch the left edge of this offensive line. The snap comes. It's timed perfectly by the edge, Jordan Yates.
And was at the start, but a lat injury to begin the season. And a re-aggravation of that injury led to Bennett capitalizing. And another touchdown on the touchback by Edwards. As the Dogs add to their lead.
They get that outside tight end. He's going to come down and block. The inside guy wraps around. You can pull your offensive lineman.
Yeah, it was a great game between the Dogs and the Maggots. Glad to definitely have solidified a win there up there in Atlanta. What did you guys take away from the game?
Just straight dominance. I mean, shouldn't even have to go more than a recap than that. We showed up and we dominated, and it was over within the first quarter, 3 minutes. You saw there was no even opportunity for them to even move the ball, and we were just able to move the ball at will as well. So it just got all facets of it. We were pretty all around solid that day.
Yeah, we had no turnovers, no touchdowns, no penalties.
Yeah.
How many sacks do we have in this game? Because I didn't even do the count.
It was a lot.
I think it was like 6.
Yeah.
I think it was. Well, cool, y'all. We've got some folks on here. I see they want to come in and provide some comments. Let's see. Add in Mr. Matt here. Matt.
What's up, man?
How about it? How's it going?
All right, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. What you got for us, Mr. Matt? You got any hot takes?
Well, from Georgia Tech, man, I think you guys pretty much said it. There was really nothing else to say. That was just a barn burner, man. It was that was pretty much just a warm up. The past 2 weeks, for that matter, just been a warm up for this coming Saturday. But yeah, man, I mean, all sides, both sides of the ball, offensive, defensively, man, we looked strong. Everything was in check, was coordinated, was right. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. So, like I said, I think going into Saturday, it's going to be a great showing. I'm looking forward to it. When we'll have more of our offensive weapons, ready to go, and I look forward to it, man. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
Well, we're gonna dig in, man. Want to make sure that we gave you an opportunity to talk, because I saw you on the screen there, and want to be able to let you share your thoughts and your predictions. Hey, hang out, man. I'll bring you back in here in just a minute.
Sure. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
All right, cool. Well, guys, I want to make sure we highlight some of our underdogs. What you think?
Let's do it.
I like it.
Stetson Bennett's path to starting quarterback at Georgia has been long and winding and included starts and stops and hurdles and heartbreak, from walk-on to JUCO to, as you just stated, leading Georgia to its first undefeated run through the Southeastern Conference since 1982. This young man is quite literally living his childhood dream. And let me tell you, I've interviewed a lot of people. His candor and honesty about that path floored me.
Well, I apologize, guys. We have no sound, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but we'll figure it out. Give me 2 seconds here.
So I guess while we're waiting on doing on that, what are some things you guys took away from that Georgia Tech game? Of maybe some prize players at the very end, because at the very end we had some third and fourth stringers in there getting some playing time, which is going to be very vital for next year. Anyone you saw there that really stood out to you, maybe as a replacement player for some of these guys leaving early to the draft or guys graduating?
I think on the offense, Edwards is going to be a killer running back when he gets the playing time and experience under his belt. I saw some killer moves from him. His vision is excellent. I think me and Brian have talked about this before. His receiving abilities is where he's lacking. But he's going to be a dump truck as a running back.
Yeah, I think picking up some of those blocks is an opportunity for him as well. But ultimately, I see him as like a Holyfield that waited his time out, developed himself, and then became a very solid back for us for the future. So I can definitely see that in him. I just hope that he sticks it out and continues to improve.
Yeah, there's a few defensive players, and I can't even remember their names now. I'm trying to think about it. But you saw one of the sacks there toward the end of the highlight reel.
Modon, I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure that's properly done, but linebacker. He's going to be a good guy to replace Tyndall and Dean and stuff. So we'll really see how he can develop as well. Sherman coming in. he'll be a solid linebacker for us as well for on the outside if we need him. So I'm really looking forward to what these guys can do. The recruits coming in, plus seeing the defensive linemen like Stackhouse and stuff. Those guys really taking the bull by the horns and continuing this front seven dominance that we have now.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can play this video again. I do apologize, y'all. I thought I had all the kinks worked out.
Stetson Bennett's path to starting quarterback at Georgia has been long and winding and included starts and stops and hurdles and heartbreak, from walk-on to JUCO to, as you just stated, leading Georgia to its first undefeated run through the Southeastern Conference since 1982. This young man is quite literally living his childhood dream. And let me tell you, I've interviewed a lot of people. His candor and honesty about that path floored me.
Well, we are expecting – did not know we were going to run into these technical difficulties today. Jeez Louise.
Seems like you're living out of dreams a little bit yourself these days.
I don't know why we're having problems with it. Wheel?
Let's go to somebody who's waiting. Let's see if they got something so we can figure it out.
Well, Mr. Lamb, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing
Pretty
good.
good.
Do you have any hot takes for us tonight? Any questions, concerns?
Well, I guess the only thing that I'm really looking for on Saturday is do we get pressure on Bryce Young? And we can do that and do it consistently for all 4 quarters, and that's our ticket to success.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think you're going to be surprised. And looking over the stats of this game, or Alabama's past games, they have allowed 35 sacks all year long. They are very suspect in their front line on their offense.
And I don't know that they've faced a defense that can do the things that we can. I don't know anybody that even compares that they've played against.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
And I think some of it's going to be not even making sacks. I think just putting those pressure on him in general that will get that clock in his head, releasing the ball early, and we'll see passes that are short, passes flying over, and opportunities for us to get some interceptions and stuff like that. Or if not, get some plays behind the sticks where they're going to try to do some dump off passes, and we'll get some really short yardage or behind the line of scrimmage tackles from our cornerbacks. So I think that's what's going to happen there a little bit too.
Yeah, I think if you go back and look at Auburn's game, that's how they kept them out of the end zone for so long. They kept pressure on Bryce Young the whole game.
And they stayed on the field so much that they ended up getting gassed at the end.
Yeah. And if you look at that last drive, they took their foot off the pedal. They quit coming after him that last drive and let him drive down and score that touchdown. They were rushing 3 men that whole drive. They weren't bringing pressure on him. So I think if you keep the pressure on him and keep him off balance, it's going to keep him in a world where he's not used to.
So how do you think our offensive line is going to handle their defensive line?
Our offensive line, they got some good defensive line. I mean, even that young guy Anderson, who's going to be a top round draft pick coming out in the next year, his junior year. But I think that these guys have meshed enough together. Even though Jones has come in and taken over Sawyer's spot, I think they're going to gel enough to maintain their defensive line with our tight end play and the ability for our running backs to block really well. I mean, all 3 running backs, top guys, they block obsessionally well, which is really good for us. So I think we'll be okay on that end. It's just not too much of Bennett's got. He's got to be able to have that clock in his head. He can't hold it for 10 seconds. He's got to get rid of it at some point. Pick a check down person or something and move forward with the ball. I think that's what he does well, especially when he gets in trouble. He runs too, so that's really good for us.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If we can run the ball on Bama, then they're in for a long day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something we've definitely got to do is establish the run game.
Cool. You want to see if one of those videos work now?
Yeah, let's try to hit one of these videos.
Just speaking of Lamb.
Are you living your best life? I mean, you leave the band last week, got the run. I mean, you seem to be everywhere.
Yeah.
What is it about you that just makes people gravitate to you?
Every day I live my best life. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter who I'm with. I'm just happy to be here. You know, there's not a lot of people in this position, and I'm not supposed to be here. So, you know, take gratitude and, you know, really appreciate the little things and the little moments. You know, from waking up to coming here and working, and, you know, just even being in front of you guys. So, you know, it's just an honor no matter what. So every time I put my feet on the ground, it's a blessing.
Do you really look at it as you look at your past and say, I'm not supposed to be here?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, life carries different paths, and I never expect my path to take me here. So.
I'm sorry, y'all. I do not know why we're having technical difficulties tonight, but for some crazy reason, we are having technical difficulties. So I'm going to try one more thing here. Let's try it again.
Are you living your best life? I mean, you leave the band last week, got the run. I mean, you seem to be everywhere.
Yeah.
What is it about you that just makes people gravitate to you?
Every day I live my best life. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter who I'm with. I'm just happy to be here. You know, there's not a lot of people in this position, and I'm not supposed to be here. So, you know, take gratitude and, you know, really appreciate the little things and the little moments. You know, from waking up to coming here and working, and, you know, just even being in front of you guys. So, you know, it's just an honor no matter what. So every time I put my feet on the ground, it's a blessing.
Do you really look at it as you look at your past and say, I'm not supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Well, that is still not working. I do not understand what's going on with my videos here, but that's half of my show. So apologize, y'all.
Well, we'll keep you keep working on that, and we'll move on. I can grab another caller there, Brian.
All right. Oh, it's Dad. Can you hear us, Dad?
I can hear you. I can hear you. The video was playing. It was playing on YouTube. It wasn't playing here, but it was playing.
Did you have sound?
Had sound.
Okay.
Jordan Davis and his interview about the where he was and how fortunate he was to be there.
They got sound. That's good. So let's play it.
So they're hearing it, but we're not.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Evidently.
All right.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, what you got for us? What you think about what's coming up this Bama game? How do you think this Georgia team compares to the 1980 team that you saw that we weren't privy to see? We were just little boys.
1980 team,
Yes.
You held your breath all year long because you didn't know when they were going to stumble and fall. But they never did stumble and fall. This team, you get to the point where you've gotten to realize they should win every game they play. And in the 1980 team, you're just hoping they're going to win. And when they played Notre Dame, that was really a heart-stopping game. But they pulled it out somehow. But this team is more, the defense is better than the 1980 defense. But that's what won them the championship was the 1980 defense. But this defense is better, much better.
Wow.
Well, I've got some of our callers telling us that they can hear the videos. So apparently the sound is on our end. So let me try this thing again here.
Stetson Bennett's path to starting quarterback at Georgia has been long and winding and included starts and stops and hurdles and heartbreak, from walk-on to JUCO to, as you just stated, leading Georgia to its first undefeated run through the Southeastern Conference since 1982. This young man is quite literally living his childhood dream. And let me tell you, I've interviewed a lot of people. His candor and honesty about that path floored me.
Never too big for him. Bennett loads, goes that way to the corner. Got it. Touchdown.
You grew up dreaming of being the quarterback at the University of Georgia. Mm-hmm. And here you are after an undefeated SEC slate. Mm-hmm. Where would this live in your wildest dreams as a kid?
Well, like as a kid, I always just wanted to run out on the field and like touch the grass and stuff like that. And so if you told me back then that this was the story, you know, I'd say yes, I'd agree to it. I try not to now think about how cool it is. You know, last year I kind of got in that problem. Like I would be driving down the road, I'd be like, starting quarterback at the University of Georgia. You know, it's pretty daggone cool. But right now, I'm just worried about winning football games.
Why is it important for you to maintain that perspective?
If you think about how big college football is and like how many people are watching and actually think about that number and what my actions will do to affect people and all that stuff, it'll get overwhelming, right? So at the end of the day, the only manner by which you're judged is do you win and can you complete the ball? And if you just keep it that simple, then it's the same game I've played since I was 4 years old.
In what ways have you improved the most from last year to this?
I'd say just another year in Monken's offense, trusting my legs, because I've always been fast, but I've always been trying to throw, and then I'd get caught by somebody and not just take off and run.
Nobody to fake it to for Bennett, so he's going to run with it. Whoa. Touchdown, Georgia! What a play!
I shortened up my delivery time a lot. I was loopy and slow, and I didn't have as much control on the ball.
What do you think your story and your path, what kind of example is that?
You know, you can put like a rose-colored glasses on and look at the whole thing and say I knew exactly what I was going to be doing. I knew that, you know, if I just kept chopping wood, I was going to end up being a starting quarterback. I didn't know all that.
Dial up the deep ball. Touchdown, Georgia! The mailman delivers!
My dad's always taught me never quit. And, I mean, there's a bit of stupidity in there, Marty. If I looked at somebody, you know, who looked like me or somebody who looked like 6'6", 220, like, I'd be like, oh, well, he, you know, chances are he's a better quarterback or better athlete or all that stuff. I don't break that down. I don't look at it. I go out there and I don't really have anything to prove to anybody. I'm not playing with a chip on my shoulder. I'm not saying, hey, you know, you say this, so I'm going to prove you wrong. I just believe I'm the best guy out there. You know, growing up, I was in a small South Georgia town, and you know, people would always talk like, golly, am I gonna get out of here? That never, I was like, I am gonna get out of here. Like, there's no question in my mind. And so when I come out here, am I gonna be the starter? Yeah, I believe I'm the best guy for it. I don't know where that comes from, but I'm glad I have it, and hopefully that stays with me.
Indescribable.
Yeah, you got to appreciate Mr. Stetson Bennett. I mean, you can't go through what he's been through, from being the walk-on to the practice squad to starting the team to being told you're now the third backup for the team to, hey, put me in, coach, and I'm going to still do my job. I mean, you just can't ask for anything more than that. And I think the national media has picked up on the fact that this guy's improved, and we talked about it week after week on our show. He's definitely improved, and he has moved his gameplay forward, and we're lucky to have him. But another guy we're lucky to have is this guy right here.
Jordan Davis is a part of the heartbeat of this team. You know, I won't say that he's the single heartbeat because nobody's bigger than the team. But one thing I can say, he is definitely a part of the vessel and the heart for this team.
Quarterback back in the shotgun, end over end snap to him. He's going to hand it off to Smith. The little guy scampers to the left. Look who chased him down. The biggest guy on the field, Big Jordan Davis, ate him up on the left edge.
Jordan brings a immovable object on the field and a great personality off. And he's a joy to be around. He cares about Georgia. He cares about this team. It means a lot to him. And the fact he came back, I think he'll be a special relationship for a long, long time.
The decision was about just the best move for me, how I felt about it, what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to leave my brothers. I didn't want to leave Vontae. So I texted Vontae. I was like, hey, like, we doing this? He was like, all right, let's do it. And I was like, shoot, we'll run it back. And then, you know, as everybody was letting out their announcements and everything that they were coming back, it was giving me more and more confidence that, you know, that this could be a special year for us.
I would say that was the best decision he made. Like, I know it wasn't a selfish decision, but it's also a decision that kind of helped, like, you know, solidify Jordan Davis.
If you could describe yourself, like, who is Jordan Davis?
Definitely easygoing. I feel like I'm chill, I'm easygoing. I just let things ride with the wind, but I just want them to remember me as just being there, you know, being a great friend, being a great brother or great son. You know, I just want to be the greatest in every aspect that I do.
No matter what, Jordan Davis will be Jordan Davis. He's not going to let anyone change him. He's not going to let anything dictate his mood. Jordan Davis is a role model for me just because of, you know, how great of a person he is outside of football.
Just to see, like, you know, him blossom into like a very mature person. You know, I always talked about being humble and respectful and treat people the way you want to be treated, make everyone feel like they're valuable. I think it's more important me seeing what I instilled in him that I didn't think that he really got until he got to Georgia. And I'm like, oh, I've taught you well. So that's probably the most important thing.
Miss Shea, she's one of the best. She's been a tremendous asset to his life, and I think he would definitely tell you that that's his why.
You know, me and my mom were real close, and you know, I wouldn't trade her for the world.
Is that who you play for?
Yeah, her and my brothers.
She's done so much and sacrificed so much for not only Jordan, but for her other sons.
My brothers, you know, they're young, and I want them to be like me. You know, I want them to take the good aspects of me, and you know, they're growing up, and, you know, it's sad that I'm at college while they're growing up, but I just want them to look at the TV or look at the games and be like, you know, that's my big brother. He's doing what he can, and, you know, he's making us happy and he's making us proud.
Once again, that's big Jordan Davis.
Jordan probably wouldn't be as successful as he's been to this point without her, and she's just a great story.
I always wanted to be a hooper. I thought I could, you know, take it on the court, but, you know, I was averaging like 4 points a game, so I just had to give it up. But, you know, my mom dropped me off at a football practice, and I didn't know. She woke me up one day. She was like, put on some clothes and shoes. We went to the high school field, and she just dropped me off and drove off. And I was like, well, I mean, shoot, I guess I might as well play football. So, you know, years passed, and here I am. It's just one of the best decisions that she ever made.
It's a great thing. I don't know. I can't explain in words. I guess other moms could say it's a proud mom feeling, and that's undescribable. No words to say, just proud mom, and all moms know what I'm talking about when I say that.
33-yard field goal is no good. Georgia blocked it at the line of scrimmage. Jordan Davis got a piece of that kick.
Jordan is, like you said, a big teddy bear. His size does not represent like who he is on the inside. He's more of he's a hugger.
You know, there's a saying, if you love your brother, hug your brother. So you know, you gotta show that love. You gotta hug them after, you know, you gotta make sure that they know that you're proud of them and you know that they did a good job. You know, you gotta feel the love because they don't want to do it if they don't feel the love.
You hear the reaction. It's good. 47-yarder by Jack Podlesny to increase the lead.
I just want to do whatever I can to win. You know, I just want to be a great teammate, a great friend first. And, you know, football is going to take care of itself, but I just want to be a great friend first.
They'll run a man in motion in the end zone to the left. Doty going to play fake and curl around in the end zone. Look out! Jordan Davis with the safety.
When I put on the G, I think about all the players that came before me and all the players that are going to come after me. You know, I'm not going to be the last, and I'm not going to be the first, but, you know, it's a sense of pride when you put on that G. You know, you look at your jersey when it's hanging up in the locker, and you're like, man, like this is really like what I wish for, what I pray for, what I work for. And just going out there and being able to show what you could do every week and, just show the world that, you're different and you on a mission just with your defense, with your team. It's like, it's amazing. It's one of those things that you really like pray for.
Yes, sir. Jordan Davis. Never be another DGD like him, man. Number 99 will be forever immortalized on that field. And I just wanted to make sure we took a moment to honor our underdogs because he's a 3-star recruit. He wasn't highly recruited out of high school. Obviously, Stetson Bennett wasn't recruited at all, and he walked on because he wanted to be a Georgia Bulldog. And they're living out their dream and still maintaining that humble mentality. But, well, guys, we got to hustle it because I'm so far behind because of our technical difficulties. But I've been preparing this little monologue for weeks now because I knew that we were going to make it into the SEC championship. So let me get into this thing. So you guys know I've been a Georgia fan for as long as I can remember. I remember watching games with my dad, and even though I don't remember it, he has fond memories of the 1980 season. And as he tells the story, he gave up on the Georgia-Florida game in the 1980. He walked out the house because he figured that the game was over. As he recalls it, he was splitting firewood when I came running out to let him know that the Dogs had won. He made it back inside just in time to see the replay of Belue to Scott that forever changed UGA history. And because of that, I was forever hooked on Georgia football. Since then, the Dogs have relived disappointment year after year after year. The disappointing Donnan years, the Goff embarrassments, and Rick's ever-so-close seasons. We endured the random anomaly losses to unranked SEC teams, the 2012 SEC Championship, and most recently the 2017 National Championship and the 2018 SEC Championship. As a Dog fan, we've been conditioned for the next shoe to drop, the next star player to get injured or to get suspended for some crazy NCAA violation. We sit here holding our breath, game after game, play after play, week after week. Who's going to get hurt in practice? Who's going to commit a crime? Who is going to get kicked off the team? What unranked team are we going to fall victim to this week? Well, I started thinking this week, like, dog, we got to be careful. We know that Bama's Bama, and they can beat us at any time. And they can. But then I listened to Aaron Murray on his Punt and Pass podcast this week.
Georgia is on at the moment, and it starts this upcoming weekend. Let's discuss, or you know what? Let's just talk about one more game.
Alabama this weekend versus Auburn.
Yeah.
1.9 yards per rush against a 6-5 Auburn Tigers.
Yeah.
Not the Georgia Bulldogs that are giving up 6 points per game. That has just been absolutely down. I'm with you, Drew, and I'm sure there's a lot of Georgia fans out there that are so scared. I say stop being a bunch of pansies.
Okay.
Enough's enough already.
All right.
Well, we're the better team. Let's act like it and not be scared. There's no reason to be scared of Alabama this year. And I got caught in the trap because I said it last week. I said it on Monday. I said, listen, Alabama's tricking us because they're not elite this year. They're not elite. They're not elite. They're not elite.
Yeah.
What do? I sip the Kool-Aid and I out-talk myself when it comes to picking this game, 19.5-point spread.
Yeah.
And I said, they'll win it. They'll cover. And they keep lying to me.
Yeah.
Every single week, Alabama keeps lying to me, and I'm still an idiot because I look at the brand. I'm like, they're elite, but they're just not. They are not an elite football team this year, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're a Crimson Tide fan. Take a back seat for one time and just say, we tip our hats. You're the better football team. You're most likely going to win this football game. In Georgia, you need to walk in there with your chest nice and puffed out.
Hell
saying,
yeah.
We're going to beat your ass.
God, I love it. All right, so hand up. You said.
So, yeah, you know what? We do need to bow our chest a little. I'm tired of being scared, guys. Bama fans ain't scared. And our team is 12-0, dang it. 12-0. We should start standing tall and be proud of our freaking team. Let it sink in. Let it just dig down deep into your innermost being. Take a moment to reflect on it. Only one other team this year is 12-0, and they didn't go through the gauntlet like we did. We witnessed it. Don't let anyone, especially Bama fans, ever tell you that Georgia ain't played nobody this season. We witnessed it. We played 4 ranked opponents this year, guys. And 4 of those opponents we played, Bama played them and struggled against all 4 of them while Georgia blew them out. This is the first team to finish 12-0 in the regular season in Georgia history, and we witnessed it. We witnessed history. And Kirby is as relaxed as I've ever seen him. I told you back during media days that I've never seen him so relaxed. And again, Monday, Kirby's in the press conference cutting jokes.
Jamari had a setback last week that was minor, but it was enough that he couldn't play this past week. We wanted to get him out there. I thought he was going to play against Georgia Tech, but once he had the setback, it was a little tougher for him too. We'll find out where he's at. Pressure getting to you. It's really up to how he practices and what he does.
That speaks volumes to me about where this team is and where this staff is. I told you guys before the Clemson game, this was a different team. The coaches love this team. They love the effort they give. They love the buy-in. They love the pursuit of excellence week after week and the accountability of the leadership on this team. You hear it in the press conferences of the players, from Nolan Smith standing up for his quarterback, from Jordan Davis' selfless motto, 2 on me, someone is free, to Nakobe Dean's, we got to go to the doctor and get it fixed mentality. These guys pitching in and work hard every week. Last week, they pitched a nearly perfect game against Tech. No scores, no penalties, and no turnovers. And yet the team still wasn't satisfied with the performance. It just doesn't get much better than that. Or does it? This Saturday, Georgia is a 6.5-point favorite over Alabama. The Dogs roll as favorites for this game, snaps a 92-game streak where Alabama have been favored in games dating back to 2015. This means something. Do I think it's going to be easy Saturday? Probably not. Do I think we have the best chance to win we've ever had? Yes. Emphatically yes. Do I think we as fans should go out and start smack talking tonight or tomorrow? No. Emphatically no. We as Dog fans should do what we've done all season. Approach this game like we have every game this season. 1 quarter at a time, 1 series at a time, 1 play at a time.
You're sitting there going, how does Georgia mess this up on Saturday? How do they mess this up on Saturday?
Alabama can't run the football. They can't. Alabama, in my mind, they could be held to under 50 yards rushing in this football game. You may see Bryce get sacked 4 or 5 times. I'm sorry. I'm really optimistic. I've never felt this good heading into a game of this magnitude for Georgia football, whether player or a fan.
Yeah.
There's no excuses. Absolutely none. I think Kirby and this team is out to kill. We've seen it all year long. I don't think this team is even thinking about this is Alabama. This is the history. This is what Alabama's done. No, it's a new team. It's a new year. They've watched the film. They know who Alabama is, and they know who they are. I just think they walk into this game with a lot of confidence. I don't think for Alabama being big, bad Alabama, I don't think Alabama has a lot of confidence.
And Georgia ain't scared.
They ain't walking around with that swagger anymore right now, Alabama.
Yeah.
They're not this year. People aren't scared of them. People are punching them in the mouth every single week. And they're just barely surviving. I mean, barely. If Tank just stays in bounds, they lose the football game.
I know that the ending of that game was really, really wild. And the fact
I said it over and over, guys. I don't think Georgia's played its best game this season yet. I don't think Georgia's put the foot on the throttle for 4 quarters. Could this be the game that we see Georgia let it all hang out? Could this be the game that we see the Monken air raid full tilt? Could this be the game that we see our running backs go on an unprecedented tear? Could this be the game that we lock it down on defense? Could this be the game where Georgia punishes its opponent? Dear Lord, I hope so.
Before the week started, really Sunday, I was like, God, here we go again, right? Georgia versus Alabama. I'm going to be the pessimistic Georgia fan. I am worried until the clock says 0 and there's no time left and Georgia has more points. I can't get there. And then I started doing some research. And you told me on Monday's show, you're like, dude, Georgia is going to wipe the floor with Alabama, and I'm starting to believe. Tell me your thoughts, please.
Well, I started the week off, and I've said this on every show. I said this with us on Sunday when we taped the replay show. Enough is enough. I'm gonna listen to my own damn words this week too. I'm gonna put my chest up. I'm wearing you see right now. I'm wearing my Georgia sweatshirt.
I see that. Yeah.
I ain't gonna be scared this week of Alabama, and that's my message to all the fans out there.
Don't
as you
be
go
scared.
into the stadium,
if you're scared, buy a dog.
Buy a dog. If you're going anywhere this weekend to watch the game, don't you go sneaking around. Don't you go tiptoeing. No, you stomp on into Mercedes-Benz. You stomp on into your pregame. You stomp on into your buddy's house to watch the game, and you go with your Georgia gear, your head up high, and don't you utter the damn words, oh, this is probably going to be a close game. No. Don't you say that. You say, we're about to whip their freaking ass. I'm trying to find a way to say it on air on Sunday or Saturday where I don't get fired from CBS. So I got to calm myself because the inner Kirby wants to just bust out, and it's going to want to bust out when I'm on the field, but I got to calm down. But this is my lock of the week because I am that damn confident because it's true. They are the better football team. If you watch the film and you take away the jerseys, you take away the A, you take away the G, they are a better team. And I guarantee you right now, this team knows it, they believe it, and they're going to go out there and play like it comes Saturday.
Yeah.
So guys, it's time to get into it. Ready for the hype video?
Ready for it, buddy.
This game is the one that we all predicted when the season started, the game we all wanted when it all began.
This is a different Georgia team. They've been through the wars. These guys are veterans.
Dog Nation, here we are. 4 months ago, we said you're either elite or you're not. But those were just words. They got your attention, reeled you in. They put us on a stage. But words, they don't take you to that place. This is a historic moment. Take your eyes off the prize for 1 second and you'll see. We're standing on the edge of something special.
I believe in the men in this room. We do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for today.
And it's all because of who we are. We're visionaries and believers. We're brothers that lean on each other, build a connection with each other, and love one another.
You know I love you, buddy.
We're all we got, and we're all we need. We've paid our dues, paid the price to stand here today. We've set out to be the best, and together, we believe. When we go to war, we're bringing a whole nation, an army of red and black. And we're coming to take this city by storm, to show the whole world who we really are.
It starts with your heart and your physicality. I want to break their will.
We're toughness, we're composure, we're physicality. We're lock them down and shut them up.
The foot race, Red 6, Georgia.
We're a mob in the trenches.
He said he'll go down again.
We're some gunslingers with some blur. We got a pack of wolves and some savages. We've got flatbacks, hat speed. And we've got every intention of letting these dogs bite.
Well, guys, if that don't get you fired up, your wood's wet.
Tell you what.
Well, let's get into this thing, guys. Let's dig deep and talk about what it's going to take for the Dogs to come out on top on Saturday. So, players you need to know. This is the receiving duo. This is all they got. This is their receiving threat. Jameson Williams and John Mechie III. The offense flows through these two guys right here. All of their plays are schemed around Williams, then Mechie. But they are explosive. They run the 4-step slant routes, go routes, hitch and go perfectly. And then when you try to press them on the slants, I think you were talking about this earlier, Matt. When you press them on the slants, they're going to try to hit you over the top and make you pay. So we got to make sure that we keep those guys contained, and so they're going to make plays on us. We just can't give up the explosive plays. The next guy that you got to make sure that you're paying attention to is the running back, Brian Robinson Jr. And if you'll see on the screen there, it's questionable whether he actually plays. They're saying that he most likely will not play due to a pulled hamstring in the Iron Bowl. They have 2 more running backs on the roster. Count them, only 2 more running backs on the roster. They've had so many injuries in running backs this year. Trey Sanders and Jace McClellan, and they're not that great. But Will Anderson, he probably is arguably the best linebacker in the nation right now. He's got 14.5 sacks. He's number 1 in the nation he's leading the nation in sacks. He's explosive off the edge. We got to have an answer for him. He is going to bring pressure all night long, and we've got to be able to block him. Next guy I wanted you guys to know about was Henry Toa. He is leading the defense in tackles. I think he has like 95 total tackles. That's, combined group tackles and solo tackles, 41 solo tackles. But he is going to be a fit force on defense as well. So some stats that you guys need to know. And I think we're going to get into this and go over it. But Bama has allowed 35 sacks this year. Georgia's only allowed 8. Our defense is going to eat Alabama for lunch. I mean, they're going to drop the hammer on them.
And dinner and brunch.
Love it.
And Sunday supper, whatever else we have. Late snack.
A little shake on the side.
There you go.
Second supper.
Alabama is 5th nationally in scoring offense. They're averaging 42.7 points per game. Guess where Georgia is? 6th nationally at 40.7 points per game. That's pretty efficient. Yards per play. Alabama's 13th in the nation at 6.64 yards per play. Georgia is 3rd nationally. Did I say 13th nationally? Yes, 13th nationally. But Alabama's 13th nationally, and Georgia's 3rd nationally at 7.06 yards per play. Our passing yards per completion, Alabama's ranked 25th at 13.58 yards per catch, and Georgia's 10th with 14.63 yards per catch. So don't let anybody tell you that we don't have enough offense to handle Alabama, because I promise you, we got plenty of offense to handle Alabama.
I think that's been the main thing all season long is people have questioned how much offense does Georgia really have. And I think they got enough. I think they got way more than enough. We have more overall weapons than Alabama does. And I think that we have talked about this before, Brian, is it feels like this Alabama team is the Georgia teams from the past.
Absolutely.
And it feels like the Georgia team that we have now is the Alabama teams from the past. And this is the only game that I have feel 100% confident about going into. I have worried about Arkansas because they were on fire when we played them. I worried about Kentucky because they were on fire when we played them. I was worried about Auburn because it seemed like they had found something, and we had to go play them in Jordan-Hare. And we went down there, and they're about shut them out that game. And then I was worried about Tennessee with their high-powered offense. I wondered how Georgia was going to respond. And I think they did exceptional, almost elite. And I don't know about you guys. I know how you feel. You're still worried. I think me and you are the only ones that are not worried going into this game. I have no fear about this at all.
So I'm trying to express how I am when it comes to my worry. So for me, growing up, like I said, Brian's talked about in his early monologue, is that grew up with all this disappointment throughout the years for Georgia, and I was like, I guess, taught to have disappointment in my team and expected it to happen every year, something dumb to come up. And so if I guess looking at this week and talking to you guys and getting that Georgia family to convince me to understand, if we take that logo off the team we're playing, we're going to dominate this team. And that's what I had to kind of come to the realization is, and that if we numbers on paper, on video, no matter what we look at, we are better than that team. And so my worry is that I'm always looking for the drop, but I ultimately think that we're going to win this game, and it's going to be just a catapult and even a boost for them in the future, because that will not be enough for this team. Even beating Alabama will not be enough. They will want more.
Yep, yeah, most definitely. And your fear here. Let me give you a little stats here, Matt. We've played 4 common opponents this year: Florida, Tennessee, Arkansas, Auburn. And the collective scores of those games combined, UGA scored 146 to the opponent's 24. Bama scored 149 to the opponent's 110. That's an average score of Georgia 37-6 and Bama 37-28. Who has the better offense and overall team when you look at those average scores together? You can't argue with numbers on a piece of paper.
Totally agree. Well, let's get some comments. Anybody want to jump in here? Mr. Matt, you got anything you want to say, buddy?
Guys, yeah, I think Saturday is really going to be where we pull out all the stops, offensively, defensively, special teams. Do remember special teams also plays a pivotal role in some of these games like this. When you have playoff type atmosphere, it's different. It's just different. I mean, there's a lot on the line. You find out exactly what a team's made of in those key moments where it's a high pressure situation. If there were anything that if there was something I was actually really concerned about going into the game Saturday, it's special teams. We've been a little shaky at times with our kicking game and punt returns, kick returns. But do also think about it this way: we're playing in a dome stadium. Some of that entire atmosphere that can. I mean, it's going to affect Alabama too, though, just like it does us. You're familiar with your environment. We're obviously familiar with our stadium, and Alabama's with theirs. But you're actually playing in an actual dome stadium like this. I mean, we've played at the Benz, and we haven't played there in probably a couple of years. So it's a kind of it's going to be this is not where you're used to playing every day and on field turf and all those other conditions as well. But I think that going into the game Saturday, we've got a chip on our shoulders. We're tired of this. We're tired of getting our asses beat every time we turn around when we play these guys. I mean, we've played them hard as hell for the past several years. Yes, we dropped the ball the most recent time in Alabama. Dude, that one still stings to me. I'm still pissed about it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, I can't. There ain't nobody that's gonna be happier to see us with their tail Saturday than me. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you though. I mean, we've got to play good on both sides of the ball. Special teams, no mistakes. Turning the ball over, you cannot give these guys any room. You cannot give these guys anything. I mean, we're gonna have to play. This is our best game. This is showtime, guys. So I mean, let's I think they'll be good though. I think they're up for it. What about you, Dad?
Well, Dad, I see you're on. I see you waving your hand. I want to give you an opportunity to talk.
Okay. All the cards are lining up. The Braves won the World Series. Michigan beat Ohio State, got that monkey off their back. So Georgia is going in with their mind made up, and they believe. And the difference in the past is, as I told you all earlier in the week, was that when it came to playing Alabama, we felt like that we could beat Alabama. But now we should beat Alabama. No could about it. And so when you think about all the things that have taken place, and if you throw the Clemson game out the window, Georgia's always scored over 30 points in every game, 11 games. Alabama hadn't done that. So they've got their suspect, and I just believe that we're going to win. You want to know my prediction?
Yeah, give it to us.
Go for it. Give me your prediction.
Yeah, give it to us. Go for it.
34-13.
34-14?
Maybe more than 34. 13.
34-13.
1-3.
I like it. 3. 34-3. 34-3.
34-13.
Okay.
13. Okay.
1-3.
All right. Let's check in with Mr. T. Lamb here.
All right.
Lamb.
I'm like your dad. I'm like your dad. I watched that 1980 team too, and this defense is by far the best defense Georgia's ever had. I've been watching them since I was 12 years old, and that would be 1965. And I think the first game I really remember is when we beat Alabama with Joe Namath on a flea flicker. And that's my first big memory of the Georgia Bulldogs, and there's been many to follow. But this team has resolve. They play with a resolve that no other Georgia team has ever played with. And they seem to be on a mission, and I think I really, really think that Saturday spells doom for the Tide. I think we'll beat them by 3 scores.
I like how you think. I like how you think. Well, Matt, what's your keys to success, my friend?
Don't turn the ball over. I think we give them any kind of life, they'll take advantage of that. So I really think that's one of the things for me more than anything else. If we control the ball and we don't turn the ball over, I know our defense is going to show up. Not worried about that. I just want to make sure our offense just executes like you said. If it's going to be the ground and pound, or if it's going to be the air raid, I don't care either way. I just want to make sure we can possess the ball and we end every series with a kick. That's how I want to see it.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Well, Kevin, what's your skis, man?
Well, you've already alluded to some of this, Brian, and I'm just going to blast back over real quick. We must keep Will Anderson in check. That is their number one weapon on defense. And if we can keep him in check and keep him out from making Stetson run, keep Stetson comfortable in the pocket, he should be able to eat him alive. On the other side of the ball, we must keep Mechie and Williams locked down. We cannot let them get out in space. We cannot let them get behind us and get that deep ball thrown to them, because that's where they're going to eat us up if we do. And we must keep Bryce Young under pressure, make him uncomfortable the entire game. Absolutely uncomfortable. Keep him on his butt. Keep him on his toes running. Do not let him stand back there in the pocket, set his feet, and sling the ball. That's when he is the most dangerous. We must score early, we must score often, and we must keep our foot on the gas the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
Non-stop, all 60 minutes. Do not go into this prevent crap if we've got a lead. Keep the foot on the gas the whole time. You cannot let Alabama stay in this game, is my last point. If we let them stay in this game, they always have a chance to win, like we saw last week with the Iron Bowl.
Love it. Love it. You guys took most of my points away that I had lined up. Mine was to try to prevent Alabama's explosive plays. They're going to move the ball on us. We know that. We just cannot give up the explosive plays. It's hard to come back from those. But if we can, we've got the best red zone defense in the nation, guys. I mean, so even if they get yards, we're going to keep them out of the end zone. So we've got to prevent the explosive plays. I think we got to do a good job of disguising our defense. We do already do that. If you guys know anything about the defense, a lot of times we show man and we drop in the zone or vice versa. You got to keep doing a really good job of that. Keep Bryce Young confused, and if we keep him confused, he won't know where to go with the ball. We got to take Alabama's RPO option out of the element. Our front forwards got to stop the run so that our linebackers can drop back into coverage, and I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. But when we run, the way you deal with Will Anderson is you run right at Will Anderson.
Yeah.
You block him head on and make him run sideline to sideline. I think we got to rotate Darnell and Fitz in there consistently to block him, and he will not give us any problems. But my final thought is I think that Stetson Bennett's going to have to run the ball 10 plus times. I think we've got to use him in third down and long situations, spread the offense out, and we have some design runs lined up to go. And when we do that, that's going to neutralize that rush, because they're not going to they're bad about over presuming anyway. Alabama is, and that'll stop that, and we'll have time in the pocket to sit back there and throw the ball.
I think Stetson wants some payback from last year.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, guys, it's that time. What's your prediction? Matt?
Looking to me, right?
Yes, sir.
They're worried more. No, it's going to – and I think about this too. I'm going to try to be realistic. I'm going to look at 31-17.
Okay. I like it. 31-17. Kevin?
I got 38-10.
38-10.
I think they hit us with one score early in the first quarter, and then by the third quarter, all they get is a field goal, and that's it. That's all they get.
I like the way you think. Matt, you're on, man. Tell us what you got.
You guys are probably not going to like me, but I think it is going to be a closer game than what some people are saying. I do think it's a 34-24 game.
34-24. I like it.
34-24.
All right, Mr. Lamb, what you got?
38-17 Dogs.
Okay. I like it. All right, guys. Moment of truth. I'm going to tell you, I wanted to go 0. but it ain't going to happen.
Come on, man. You had me convinced all week long. You
It ain't going to happen.
pick 0.
They're going to get one explosive play on us. Here's the way I see this game transpiring. A lot like what happened with Tennessee, okay? They drove down the field right off the bat, right? Scored a touchdown on us. That's going to happen. They're going to do that right off the bat. They're going to score a touchdown, and then Georgia's going to lock it down on defense for the rest of the game. I have Georgia 38, Alabama 13.
Okay.
Well, guys, I hope that is what happens. Any final thoughts?
Anybody got anything they posted?
Any comments? Robbie Sims, defense wins championships. I have heard this my whole life. Win the turnover battle and control the line of scrimmage. Good fundamental tackling and just do what you do. Play our game from the start to finish. Georgia wins 38-10. I love it, Robbie. Love it. Let's see. I think Dad wants to say one more thing here. Let's keep him on.
Yeah, I just want to say I was reading something today. Reese Davis from ESPN, he said, if Georgia gets rolling, he said, I believe the score is 92-6. And I said, somebody said, I was going to get it nothing, but 92-6, I like that a lot.
Yeah. He would do it.
All right, guys. You got any final thoughts?
We just got to tackle. I think if we tackle, you get no extra plays after contact, I think we completely dominate them all around the field. I think we have a chance. This sounds crazy. I think we have a chance for them to not get more than 250 total yards.
I agree with you. I got one more final stat before we go, Brian, that I didn't put out there. Everybody's been saying that Bryce Young is got to become the one who is got the wheels because they've got injured running backs. I went and pulled his rushing yards for the year. His rushing yards are -9.
Wow.
So I think we keep them off balance and keep him uncomfortable, and I think we'll be fine.
Well, Madison says, final thoughts, Georgia is here to win. Well, I totally agree with you there, Madison, and that's a great place to end the show. Guys, I'm Brian. This is Matt and Kevin taking it down home, going to the Mercedes-Benz. We're going to whoop up on some elephant meat and bring back a slab. We'll bake it up on the grill next week when we do the review show, and we'll be bringing home the win. The Dogs will be on top one more time. Let's do it. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!